he went there and he's like, oh my god, what is that smell? And realized what it was and went, oh. So you guys don't. And they're like, what do you mean?
The next show we're gonna be talking about is
Yeah, possibly the greatest alchemist of all time.
yes. As soon as I saw it today, Renkinjutsushi, I was like, that looks familiar.
Yep. So, this one I would probably rank a little bit higher. So if I said that the old guy with the shopping skill and that one anime was a 6, this one I would say is probably a 7.
Okay.
Still under campfire cooking, but still not bad.
Okay. Okay.
So it's interesting. He gets the basic story behind this one is that there was a hero summoning, and he wasn't supposed to be a part of it. He got dragged into it by mistake.
Because he's not
He
a
just got
hero?
he was there when it took place, but kind of just by accident got took away as well. But see, the thing about it is that the hero summoning was done by a kingdom. The goddess who rules over this land had forbidden everybody from doing a hero summoning, but they did it anyways. And then he got caught up in it, but instead of getting transported to the kingdom, the goddess intervened and grabbed him before he could get taken there. And then apologized because he had been taken by mistake, and besides the fact that the ritual shouldn't have been done to begin with, and basically said that, I'm going to give you some skills and some abilities, whatever you want, because I feel bad about what happened to you.
Okay.
And he decided that one of the things that he was most interested was alchemy, the biggest thing. And the first couple episodes seemed like very laid back, like things just kind of fall into place for him. He finds a town, they welcome him in. He ends up they end up being a great town for finding materials. They have a mine nearby, a forest nearby. He ends up fabricating a whole bunch of stuff, making a whole bunch of stuff. Ends up finding out that not only is he can do alchemy, but he's also a tamer because he ends up coming across a like a monster spider, and it's hurt, so he ends up healing it, and then it actually wants to go with him, and he ends up taming it and making it his pet, basically.
Familiar.
Then he ends up going, yeah, basically familiar, and then he goes off to a bigger city because he wants to learn more, wants to travel some, and when he's there, he ends up finding out from the goddess that she gave him a blessing for at least the time that for the first, I don't know, couple of months so far that he's been in this world, but the blessing is about to run out. So everything he's done up until that point has been good luck for him because she blessed him for that reason. But now it's going to fall upon him to kind of forge his own way, which I like. So we were OP, things kind of fell into place, and the reason why it seemed that way is because it was that way, but now he's going to have to actually work at it and get some things done kind of situation.
Okay.
Um, so I mean, since then he's crafted and used a bunch of things. Like he's made one of the things he found out when he first got to the big city he went into is that they had no real system for plumbing kind of situation. And so the feces and all that was just kind of piling up in places because he went there and he's like, "Oh my god, what is that smell?" and realized what it was and went, "Oh, so you guys don't." And they're like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Let me see what I can do." And he actually made toilets
Okay.
and made them where there's no like necessarily system of piping for them, but it's basically
Yeah,
it
I was
has
like, well,
purifying
plumbing.
magic inside of it. Yeah, there's not really plumbing per se, but it has purifying magic, so that way it kind of recycles itself kind of situation.
Okay.
Anyways, magic stuff is what it comes down to. They explained it in some way, and I'm just like, cool, magic. That's all you gotta tell me. But he made that, and then he found a merchant that would basically start selling his stuff. So now all of a sudden, the merchant sold the toilet to the king, and the king absolutely loved it. So now all of a sudden, he's gaining popularity, he's gaining fame. They're wanting him to make more things. So the merchant told him he's probably going to need some assistance and such. So he ended up taking him to like a slaver who sounded bad, but it really wasn't. It was more like she was just kind of helping people who kind of either were war was it the evacuees kind of from like war situations from
Refugees.
other countries, refugees, yeah, so they were refugees or they had been prisoners that had been it was a thing. So they made it a purpose being like they called it slavery at the first, but they're like it's not quite what you think kind of situation. It's more of the nicer side of the situation. I was like, okay, cool. That's a little bit better, I think. So, but yeah, I think it's fun. It's very much fun. They really haven't had like there's no real huge conflict per se in this whole thing.
Mhm.
It's more just like his day to day life, though they are alluding because they do show snippets of the the heroes who got or like people like him who got transported to the other side as quote unquote heroes, and one of them is very suspicious about the queen that of the kingdom that they came to, thinking that she can't be trusted kind of situation.
Mhm.
So I feel like there's other things going on, and I think at one point someone up in quote unquote heaven with the goddess said something to her about the fact that when she grabbed him, she actually transported him back in time on her world a year before the heroes actually arrived at the other kingdom. So when she placed him after he had been pulled from our world, she actually when she grabbed him and then sent him to her world, she didn't just send him to her world, she sent him a year before the other heroes would actually even arrive.
Okay.
So I think she has some plans or trying to do something in order to prevent whatever this kingdom is trying to do kind of situation.
Okay. Yeah, because I was curious. Like, there should be a reason why they're summoning a hero,
Yeah,
and for the goddess to bring him back in time to, I guess, get him used to the world and maybe level up or something like that for a year
and
until the thing happens.
give him like people know him kind of situation and he has like the backing of the people maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, and does I guess so far in the first couple episodes, it doesn't seem like that much time has passed.
I would say in the first couple episodes we might be all the way up to like 6 to 8 months kind of situation.
Okay.
So we're nearing the point when like the heroes would have been summoned kind of situation.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious to see like what's going on. Um.
Yeah, because the goddess didn't give him any like particular task to say like this is what you needed to do while you're here. She just went, "I'm sorry for what happened. It was
Mm,
never supposed to happen. Here's some skills, whatever you want, and you can go live your life here." I unfortunately, because the first question he asked, he's like, "Well, can you send me back?" And she's like, "I unfortunately can't." So
okay. Interesting. Interesting. Any favorite character so far?
the main character, I think, Takumi, I think he's kind of a goofball. He tries his best. I'll say that he definitely, but there are definitely certain situations like the two people, his two assistants that he has now at this point, they're both female. Um, so she, one point, Maria, one of his assistants, asked for some cloth, and he's like, "What do you need cloth for?" And she's like, "I was gonna make some undergarments." And he was like, "Wait, under?" And then she's like, "Oh, well, what were you gonna make?" And she showed. She was like, "Oh, just gonna do this," and it was like some real like prehistoric looking like undergarments.
Hmm.
And of course, his mind, he thinks undergarments, bras and panties, basically. He's like, "Well, what about this?" And she's like, "Yes, please make that." And he's just like, "I shouldn't have said that. All right, yeah, I'll go ahead and make that." And when he does, see they kind of like him because he's definitely kind of a softie, and so when he finally makes them and gives them to him, they're both look at him and go, "Well, should we try him on?" He's like, "No, no, I'm out here. You try him on. That's fine. I'm gonna go. I gotta get out of here." He runs off, and then one of them looks at the other and goes, "He's kind of a coward, isn't he?" And she's like, "Yeah, definitely kind of a coward." I'm like, "Oh, come on, give the guy a break."
That is funny. It's funny that they're like comfortable enough around him to like tease him. So
Yeah,
they seem like a fun bunch of characters.
and he takes it well. So
Okay, okay, okay. Cool. Any standout moments?
not particularly. Um, it's again, this is more of a chill kind of situation. Nothing extravagant has happened yet.
Hmm.
I'm sure that will probably change at some point, but at the moment, we've kind of been just like more of a ho hum drum kind of just daily life, just making sure we can get things done kind of situation.
Okay.